So welcome everybody. Today we are at the point where we're almost there. We're almost selecting all our winners and almost all our losers, and we're almost at our point of actually starting this league. It should be the most competitive league of all time. And today we have another four teams. We have the Steelers, the Saints, the Ravens, and the Seahawks. It is totally unique that we have Baltimore, a very good team throughout their entire existence. They've had a couple very weak seasons, only a couple, but for the most part, they've been really, really good in everything that they've done. I don't expect this to take 40 minutes to do 18 weeks. In fact, we're already on week number 2. Which is weird. We're on week number 2. Remember last time we had 4 teams, there was 100 games. It was 4 full slate teams. And it took about 40 minutes to do all 18 weeks. Justin Tucker's 7 field goals. Oh my goodness. I'm looking back and forth, 7 field goals. That'll be big, but you need to score touchdowns here. You saw in the very beginning, I really think the Baltimore Ravens, I think that they have a chance to become, to win this whole thing. They've only been around, I would say 25 years, 1996 to 2000. They were the former Cleveland Browns, but they had many good seasons. 01 was a Super Bowl. I believe 12 was a Super Bowl with the goal line stand. But they've had some misses. Remember in 2019, they lost in the divisional round. They had the best SRS in history. They did. Baltimore did in 2019. They went in, we all thought they were 8-0. We thought Baltimore could possibly go undefeated. They didn't go undefeated. They really struggled down the stretch. In their first playoff game, they lost. They lost to an 8th seed. So that was big. And Baltimore, number 1, losing to number 8. I believe they lost to Kansas City. I got to check. That was the last league. On the other hand, we have the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are a unique team. The Seattle Seahawks have had a couple times in their history when they've been good. They're good now. They were good in the early 2013s, like 2010s. They're good to this point right now. 3 minutes in, we should get done this very quickly. But anyway, it is one of those things where the Seattle Seahawks they could surprise. Remember, they went to the AFC title game in 1983. They were good in the mid-'80s. And in the early 2010s. They won the Super Bowl. Their only one in 2013. Speaking of only Super Bowls, the New Orleans Saints won their only Super Bowl, and I believe it was 2009. They won the Super Bowl then. That was Drew Brees, that was everybody, and that was beating the Indianapolis Colts. That was big. That was very, very big, and they were good. Now, they've had a couple other teams that were really good. But really, it was that era that was good. Now, I will say in the early 90s, New Orleans was good. New Orleans did a lot of good things in the early 1990s. So I will say that they have a good thing going for them. In the early 90s, they had a great defense. They had a good running game. They had some good receivers, a good quarterback. I don't know if they could beat the best of all time. I really don't. The best of all time would be difficult. The Ravens, the Saints, Seahawks, Steelers. Our last broadcast is the Texans, the Titans, the Vikings, and the 49ers. We got 3 of the 4, and the 4th one will be pretty good there. The Texans will be good. Now we take a look, quite frankly, I think that we just go 10-9 there, or 10-10 for seasons, 20 seasons, that's it. We take a look at week 6 coming up. We're already 1/3 of the way done. And 1/3 of the way done, we're only 5 minutes in. We get the original thing done, so this will take a total of 15 minutes. Not like that 40-minute disaster that we had with 100. Oh my God, that was crazy. But what I will say is this, that the Saints are good, everybody's good, but the real marquee tonight, even though Baltimore is good, New Orleans is good, and the Seahawks are good, is the other slate, the other full team slate, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, we could spend the next 12 simming weeks on the Steelers. We're only going to spend a few on the Steelers tonight. And we're going to talk about who I predict would be the best. Now, the Steelers are my expertise of all the teams. I haven't caught up with them in the last few years. But I will say this. I think there are three distinct good eras of Steeler football. There's a few good and mediocre eras, and then there's some absolute lousy spots. And it's funny we say spots, because from 1966 until 1971, they were horrible. And then Chuck Noll, 71 they're better. They were 6-8. In 72 they won the first playoff game. The first touchdown in the playoffs was the Immaculate Reception. So what I would say for the Steelers when we do this, I would think that the Steelers would have, I think the Steelers of 76 will not sim very well in win-losses. I think they're going to have probably the best defense. But their offense, remember, we're keeping the quarterbacks in there as they started. Not only this league, but the next. So Miami's going to have to go a few weeks before they get Dan Marino. And then Dan Marino's going to just let it fly. And Marino might get who knows? If they win early, they might get a Super Bowl. We're doing that for this reason, because we want to see the teams as they were, the best sim team. We're not going to tinker around. So when you take a look at that philosophy, the 76 Steelers are going to be weak offensively. They are put in, you just go 6 years. So they're put in the 76 Steelers. The 70 Steelers are mediocre, below mediocre. The 82 Steelers are they're mediocre. The 88 Steelers are below mediocre. The 94 Steelers are good. The 2000 Steelers are getting good. 2006 is good. You see where I'm going with this? So the 76 Steelers are going to have to stop Roethlisberger, and they're going to have to be a force. We're almost halfway through week number 9, and this is of the first 18 simming weeks of all these teams. But for the Steelers, I feel, and I'm going to go out and say this, I have 2 teams. I don't think the 78 Steelers are going to sim as well. I'm looking at all these teams. The Bengals is 76 sim well, but that's really only the late 70s teams. The Raiders is 75 simmed well, but I just don't think that the late 70 Steelers will sim the best. I think it's going to be a Roethlisberger team that comes down and sims through. Now we're on week number 9. I think it's a Roethlisberger team. I'm going to just say right there, I don't think they have as great of defense, but I think the defense is more adaptable. I think the defense is, the Steelers against high-flying offenses, I just don't know. I don't know how they're going to sim. I don't know how they're going to be in there. That's going to be the biggest key. I think their offense is going to be their biggest key. And here's the big reason. In 2019 Baltimore, they're looking good. But anyway, one of the reasons I think that is, in our last SRS league, the Steelers by far and away had the number one defense, only allowing 216 yards a game through the whole season. The problem was their offense, Bradshaw would go like 4 of 15 for 50 yards and 3 interceptions and stuff like that. He was absolutely atrocious. His quarterback rating was 30 or 40 for the year, and that really hurt. So that's why I don't think, I know that and this is Bradshaw playing the whole year in that SRS league. So I put him in for the full year. So I really think that those Steelers, I don't know. We put some 78. I don't know why the 78 Steelers don't sim well. They do not sim well. I love the 78 Steelers. I think they're one of the most complete teams in NFL history. They have one of the best running games. They have one of the best offensive lines. They have one of the best passing games. They have to complement their running game. They have a defense that was really, really solid all around. They have an offensive line, a defensive line. Their linebackers were great. Their secondary it had Hall of Famers in it, but, there were a couple spots there, but it was still good. Even our backup running backs and all that, they were good. They were one of the most complete teams. So when I look at that, you would think that they would be all good. But they're not. They're not. And you wonder about that. So I think it's going to be a Roethlisberger team, but we'll have to see how the good ones do. Week number 11 right now. And going back to the Saints teams are in this. And a lot of them are top heavy. You're either going to have a lot of losing years. So their losingest team will be more losing than the winning team is a winning team. You get it. So the Steelers are one where they could be even, though. They could be even. Their losingest team in the early 60s, in 69 especially, was bad. They were all young. They were like the 89 Cowboys. They remind me of the 89 Cowboys. You had some old veterans they need to get rid of. They had, I think, only Andy Russell that went all the way through, because 1970 was Terry Bradshaw. Terry Hanratty went through. Terry Hanratty, he was there in 69. He went through. They did well. So that's the thing. I think the Saints are one where you're going to have the losingest team lose more than a winning team wins. Yeah, the New Orleans Saints are good. Yeah, I love their offense. There are going to be some freaking great matchups in this league. Like, I'm going to tell you, I never thought of a lot of these, but the Browns of 1968 scoring like 30, 40 points a game in the final one. They were good. Remember, these divisions are going to be random. We're going to select them on live TV, random selections, and then we go from there. But my goodness, there are going to be some matchups. And the Saints, if Drew Brees gets in with like 09 or whatever, 09's looking really good here. They're going to be flinging the ball around again. When Marino plays, Dan Marino, he gets in there after 5 weeks or so, he starts flinging the ball around. He's going to have a heck of a lot of passing yards. He's not going to lead the league in passing because he's going to have too many games where he didn't start. He's a rookie. So That's with Dan Marino. But when you take a look at Drew Brees, he has a chance. He has a great chance, like throwing for 5,000 yards. 5,000-yard quarterback. You have a lot of quarterbacks that could go 5,000 yards. There's some really good ones. I'm going to throw this out there. I think so far the dark horse is going to be Atlanta, the Atlanta Falcons of 1980. Steve Bartkowski, he has the ability just to whip the ball down the field. He's good. Bartkowski is good. Baltimore of 1942-28. You look at the 17 is terrible. That's Joe Flacco. But 18, 19, and 20, the non-Joe Flacco years. Oh, I forget his name. He's quarterback now. How in the world can I call myself a person that likes football and forget absolutely the quarterback's name for the Baltimore Ravens? I'm trying to cheat and look at the Lamar Jackson. There we go. Lamar Jackson's unbelievable. In this game, he's one of the best quarterbacks, like stat-wise. If you have fantasy football for this, he's one of the best quarterbacks stat-wise that we can have. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's incredible. So he's going to be one if they move on to the next round, which I think they will. 19 and 20. They got to get over the hump, though. They remind me a lot, simming-wise, and we're in week 14, of the Cincinnati Reds of 1976. The Cincinnati Reds in 1976 are one of the best teams, most complete teams ever put together. But boy, oh boy, do they have a hard time. They only won the qualifier in the summer where you didn't have all the champions. But when you do the champions, yes, I know they blew out the Toronto Blue Jays. But now they're going into a lot harder teams, and they lost game 1 to the Braves. Oh, my goodness. You got to be kidding me on that. They lost game 1 to the Braves. Big. They're going to have trouble. And that's going to be one of but it's the same thing with the Baltimore Ravens. In real life, they lost the first round. Different from the 76 Reds that won the World Series. But they lost the first round that they played in, the divisionals, to the Titans. In the SRS League, the 19 Baltimore Ravens lost the first round to the, I believe it was Kansas City Chiefs, the 8th seed. Yeah, that's a problem. I know Baltimore wants to prove itself, but winning this league is going to be one of the most brutal things anybody can do. It's going to be so brutal. You got to beat like the 90 Giants. You got to beat a lot of really good teams. Really good teams. And remember, these are not my pickings or the SRS pickings. Here's the thing. When you pick teams that are other people's rankings, you're going to get a plethora of things, because there are going to be some teams ranked one way, some teams ranked another way, and just to that effect. It's going to happen that way. When you do a league where everybody sims and you let the computer pick, then you're going to get the actual best simmed teams. They might not be doing the best they did in real life, but you're going to get and it's going to be really, really brutal. Like we look at the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions in 1989, they have a losing record. And they are in the winner's bracket. During the winner's league, they're going to be the best sim team on this game. They are, and they have Barry Sanders, a good offensive line, a good quarterback. They have all that. They just lost a lot of close games. This is going to be week number 16 now. Now, there are a couple broken teams that we had to get out of there. 79 Washington was a broken team. They're one that could have really done something. But we had to get rid of them because in real life, what's going to happen, Drew Brees, unbelievable here. Week 16, we're almost done, the first round. The first round is the toughest round. because only 2 from each division make it. You know, when I take a look at all these teams, like the Rams in 1999 are going to be flinging the ball all around. If they get in with Baltimore, and let's say Baltimore, New Orleans, and the Rams at 99 all end up in the same, and even the Browns at 68. Oh my goodness. Seriously. That'll be a division that's crazy, and they all play each other twice. Unbelievable. So we're about ready to go. Week number 17 is going to be here. So week 17, and now we're going to hit that. So week 17 will be here, and we got 2 more weeks this week and week 18, and then we're going to have our first cut, our first people are going to make it, not make it. There's some surprises for New Orleans, and I'm looking at some of them. There's some really good teams that didn't make it in the playoffs, but there's some that are good, and I'm looking at like 1992 New Orleans. They were a good team, and they scored a lot of points. They might be a threat. As we take a look, yeah, there's a bunch of, now Seahawks have no idea, and the Steelers, no clue. When we get to them in about a minute, we're going to take a look at everything. In about a minute, we're going to see who's winning and who's losing and who's everything. So right now, this is going to be unique. We're going to be able to see whether we're right. The Seahawks are a team, I don't know how they're going to sim defensively. And we're into the final week. Oh, a tie. 99-17. You know, ties are great for the losers because that helps them get up, but they're not good if you're going for the winning bracket. And I'm looking right now at New Orleans. I'm seeing a pattern. But it's going to be very interesting to see which teams make it. And very, very interesting. I'm going to be able to see which teams make it. And quite frankly, it's going to be fun. It's going to be real fun to see which teams make the finals. Wes Chandler of 1979 New Orleans. He's unbelievable. 79 New Orleans. That could be a big thing. Remember, 2 teams will make the third phase. 2 teams will make the second. That's big. What I mean by that is the Seahawks and the Ravens will, in the second phase, will get the winners and losers, and the third phase will just be the Saints and the Steelers because the number of years. So here we go. Finally, we're going to take a look at the cuts, and this will be very interesting. As we go, the 78 Steelers. Let's take a look. The Pittsburgh Steelers are first. We have 78-14. 72 does not make it. I got to get this pen working. We do. 78-14. 72, the Immaculate Reception year, doesn't make it. There are a lot of really good teams. The 08, the 96, the 2020 doesn't make it. 1984, they don't make it. The losers are 66, of course, in 1990. I didn't think 90 was that bad, but it is what it is. Now, 1997-15. The 97 Steelers were 11-5, 15 there. They beat out the 79 Steelers. Now, that was one thing that I thought of. Look at the 15 Steelers, 488 points. For the 15 Steelers, Roethlisberger looking good, but he can't get number 1. You have Cordell Stewart, 97. You have Terry Bradshaw in 78, and you have 2 Roethlisberger teams. That's big. The losers are 85-67. Again, those early teams, I think 69 will be the worst. Now, 3, you have 04-10, 2 Roethlisberger teams again. You played a lot of eras, and your losers are 98-68. I think 98 will get out of it. 68, you're going to have some good teams because the number good to 68 didn't win a game. Were they even close? Were they even close? No, no. Yeah, against 86. No, 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 no. Yeah, against 86. 92 a little bit. 98 a little bit. No, no, and 16. So they got better when the game went on. But right now that they were 0 and 16. 1968. 0 and 16. We got to note that. And there we go. And 1969 is in there. Well, it's 75. 75 is in there. And 17 is in there. Now 75, not that many, not the most points. But 17 is in there. Losers, 99 and 69. I still think the 69 team is the worst. 5 and 6, you're going to see 94 and 12. The Neil O'Donnell, 94. The one that lost to the Chargers. They were a good freaking team. And 12 Pittsburgh. They were 8 and 8. That was, I believe, was that after a Super Bowl or I don't know. 2 years. They had a little bit of trouble. 88 and 70. No good. 88 and 70. And finally, 77 and 07. Now, 77 Steelers lost to Denver. The Denver Broncos. And that's in the playoffs. Big at Denver. 33 to 13. It was big. The losers are 89. I like that 89 team. They almost went to the Super Bowl. They were a point away. They should have beat Denver in Denver. And 13 had Roethlisberger there. He could be a quarterback for a winner and a loser. When you look at 95, that was a Super Bowl team. When you take a look at 77 might be good. That's another Bradshaw one. I think they picked it up offensively because of that. So I told you 76 would not be good, but they were 9 and 7. They were 9 and 7, but their defense 228 points. You know, they had, were they the lowest? No, they weren't. 12 Pittsburgh was the lowest. There. So when you look at the Steelers, Super Bowl of the 70s, they only have 2 of the Super Bowl teams of the 70s. They have 77, so 3 made it. O'Donnell in 94, they lost to the Chargers. Roethlisberger of 05, they did not make it. 08 did not make it. Where did 08 go? 08 and 05. 05 almost made it. They were 3rd. They were the team that went all the way. And 08, there is 09, 08. 08 went 9 and 9. You know, that 08 team went all the way. So, there we go. That's the Steelers. Now for the New Orleans Saints. They have 09 and 79. 14 and 2, that's good. And 92 and 16. I like that 92 team. They're a tough team. They play good defense. That might show that 09 team. Look at the way they sim. They're absolutely incredible. The losers, 97 and 15. Not bad in real life. And 98 and 10. 10 went 11 and 5 in the regular season. They just couldn't stop anybody. Take a look at those teams. They're hard-nosed running teams. They couldn't stop the run. So, there we go. 9 and 10. So 11 and 80. 87 made it. Look at 87, a fall, 11 and 87. Everybody takes a look at points scored. I don't like points scored just as one factor. 99 and 05. 2 bad teams there. 18 and 0-0. The Saints almost went to the Super Bowl in 18. Yeah, how about that? Pass interference. They called pass interference during the Super Bowl. Seriously. Like, that would have been fun. They didn't do it. And then Brady beat the Rams. 94-76 for the Saints. For the losers. God, there were some bad teams for New Orleans. There were some good ones. Now look at this. 19 and 13. 19 and 13 for winners. Losers 07 and 77. Those were some bad teams. But look at 19. Look at 20 though. 20 and 08. Very top heavy. I'm not saying people aren't going to sneak in. 78-96. 78-96 for the New Orleans Saints. That's Division 12. Now we're going to take a look at the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens only have 3 of these. So we're going to go the top 3. 11, 20, and 14. So for the Ravens, 11, 20, and 14. Let's take a look at 11. They were really good. 20 almost as good, and 14 very good. The next 18, 9, and 6. And the losers for the top 3, 2, 17, and 5. I don't think they're going to lose. They've had such a successful history. 97, 03, and 15. The third one, you have 19, who is good, but they lost 2 games. 10 and 01, and 16, 13, and 98. So there's a mix. But they've been successful, so you're not exactly going to have... I mean, their worst team ever was their expansion team. They had talent, 4 and 12. I mean, look at this. For the most part, they were all right. Now, they had a couple down seasons, but in reality, they've had a successful franchise. Now for the Seahawks. I have no idea what I'm going to see on this. I have no clue what I'm going to see on the Seahawks. The Seahawks are going to be absolutely insane. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to see. Here we go. The first 2 for Seattle. 01 and 86. The winners. And the losers, 06 and 76. Their expansion. Then you have 02 and 12. And then you have 02, 14 and 2. My goodness, they were good. And they were 7 and 9 in real life. The losers, 77 and 92. 92 is a terrible team. 77, 92. I think 92 is going to take the cake for being an absolute garbage team. They were horrible. Let's take a look. They won 1 game, 24-3. That's good. They were blown out, blown out, blown out. They lost close to that team. Blown out, they won. Blown out, blown out. They only lost by a point. That's a surprise. Blown out, beat, blown out, beat, close, close, and then beat by a bigger margin. They play better at the end. So 77 and 92. I still think 92 is going to be the worst. 13 and 03. 13 and 03. 14 and 84. I like that 84 team. I told you those mid-80 teams are going to be good. They can score a ton of points. And their defense isn't bad either. The losers, 83. Just as I say that. And 08, 83 went to the AFC Championship game. But look, they were all 7 and 9 and 9 and 7. They were very competitive. Like, look at that. They were just all very, very close. One more win in 78, Seattle would have made it. Look at that. All very close. From 2 to 8. There was only a spread of 2 games. 9 and 7 to 7 and 9. That's unbelievable. Plethora there, 83 and 08. The losers there. And then we go to 14 and 84. Good. Losers there, 94 and 09. Transition there by Seattle. And then, oh wait, Seattle is, yeah, it's just the top 5. So they only have 5. 20 and 15. Seattle looking good, and 20 and 15. 05 Seattle made the Super Bowl, not in. Not in. That tie for 15 Seattle. Very, very big. They tied 10 Seattle. 10, oh, that's incredible. Because 10 Seattle, they would have been 16. If that was a win, they'd be 11 and 5, but they wouldn't have won it all. Seattle, if they would have lost that game, then it would have been 3 10s and 6s. You just never know. 20 and 15, yes, 0, 0, and 10. And now here we go. We're in the second phase now. Second phase should go very, very quickly. It should be good. Season tools are going to go to the league format. So second phase, you're going to get your full slate teams here. And then you're going to get your New Orleans, you're going to get your Seattle Seahawks here. And then you're going to get your Baltimore Ravens, who are right there. So that's very big. And now here we go. That's going to be the playoff Steelers Saints. It'll be Seahawks, Ravens, winners. So here we go, and we are going to select the season, and it is, of course, all the way up, the all-time. Here it is. So now we're going to fill them in for the winners. First, the Saints. New Orleans Saints, we have 09, 79, 92, 09, 79, 92, 16, 11, and 87, 16, 11, and 87. I would love to see one of those teams make it. 18, 0, 0, and 19. 18, and you have 0, 0. You have 19. And 13, 20, and 8. 13, 20, and 08. Tampa Bay, they could have been in the Super Bowl again this year, but they lost to Tom Brady. So they could be one of the best sim teams of all time. Let's take a look at the Steelers now. The Steelers, very big. You have, of course, 78. I don't want to say that, but you have 14. You have 97. You have 15. You have 4, 10, and 75. 4, 10, and you have 1975. That's 75. I worry about that team if they get in. 17, 94, and 12. 17, 94, and you have 12. And it for the Steelers, 77 and 07. I think 77 was better. But 07 here for the Steelers. Now we go to 3. This is Seattle. The Seattle Seahawks. The winners for the Seahawks, 186-212. 186 to 12. 13, 3, 14, 84. 13, 3, 14, 84. And the last two, 20 and 15. 20 and 15. Now for the Baltimore Ravens for the winners. 11, 20, and 14. Go all the way to the top. 11, 20, and 14. 18, 9, and 6. 18, 9, and 6. And 19, 10, and 1. 19, 10, and 1. So those are your winners here. Those are the winners. So these teams, two of them, Seattle and Baltimore, will be getting the winning and losing teams. We'll be getting the winners. The top two for the Seattle Seahawks. For the New Orleans Saints and the Pittsburgh Steelers, the bottom ones of each division will be eliminated. And then in phase 3. Why do we do that again? If you're just watching because your favorite team is in here and you want to see which one's the best. We do that because we want this, the whole program can only support a 20-week season. We mean 20 weeks, that's 20 total weeks. Not 20 games for each team, 20 total weeks. So if you have 11, because of the byes, you're going to need 22 to play everybody. That was the original one, where you get 12 and then you play around. But anyway, it's all good. It was going to be 5 11s, and then the top two out of the 5 11s, but we couldn't do it because they just play each other once. Now we go the losers. And the losers will be the top ones that we do. They will be the first ones that we do. So it'll be the Saints. It'll be the playoff. Steelers, Saints, Seahawks, Ravens, losers. I really think that the Ravens, whoever makes it, because they're so good and have been so good, their losers are going to win the best of the worst. The second championship that comes from this league, the best of the worst. So first we're going to go with the losers from the Steelers. So here we go, the all-time. The losers, we're going to start from the Steelers. So I know we had the Saints up there. Let's keep it consistent and go with the Saints first. So here are the losers for the Saints. 97, 15, 98, 10. 97, 15, 98, and 10. 99, 5, 94, 76. 99, 5, 94. I'm surprised that there aren't more early Saints teams. I'm really shocked that we don't have, look at that, 1998, 99, 10, 2000, 2000. And we got 94 and we got one in the 70s? I thought they were supposed to be terrible in the 70s. 7, 77, 78, 96. 7, 77, 78, and 96. Look at this. Drew Brees has 1, 2, 3. 3 teams. The 1970s have 3 teams. Like, my goodness, I thought they were supposed to be all terrible. I thought the whole decade of the 70s would be in there. Now for the Steelers. This will be interesting. 66, 90, 85, 67. 66, 90, 80, 85. They went 5-11, didn't they? Yeah, or I think so. And 67. I think 88 they went 5-11. 98, 68, 99, 69. 98, 68, 99, and the favorite to lose, 1969. They're the favorite, I think, to lose, to represent the Steelers losing. 88, 70, 89, 13. 88, 70, 89, 13. It shows you how good Chuck Noll was to get that 89 team that is simmed with this bad a talent almost 1 point away from the AFC title game. So anybody that says Chuck Noll wasn't the #1 coach ever, he got the most out of the least amount of talent, even more than Belichick. I'm going to even say he got more than Belichick. The people are going to say, oh, well, Belichick this and that. That's fine. We can make that argument. But I'm going to make my argument about how Chuck Noll built that Steeler team out of nothing. And then how he kept it going, really. So, Pittsburgh, New Orleans. Now we're going to go, this will be the Seahawks. The Seahawks have 10, so it is 186, 2, and 12. 186, 2, and 12. And then for the Seahawks, 13, 3, 14, 84. No, whoops. I'm going by the wrong one. Don't do that. You don't want to do that one. That's the winners. 6, 76, 77, and 92. 6, 76, 77, and my favorite, I think, is going to be 1992 is going to be in there. 83, 8, 94, 9. 83, 8, 94, 9. Makes sense. 0, 0, and 10. 0, 0, and 10. Now for Baltimore and their losers. 2, 17, and 5. So here's Baltimore. 2, 17, and 5. 97, 3, and 15. 97, 3, 3, 15. 16, 13, 98. 16, 13, 98. All right. Well, we're going to do the losers and the winners, and then for the Steelers and the Saints, that's easy because the third round's going to go very quick. It's going to go absolutely quick. So now we're going to go, and we are going to see which teams for the Ravens and the Seahawks are going to represent the two teams. The Ravens and the Seahawks representing who's going to represent as the winners and the losers. So it's going to be good. It is right now going to be absolutely good. I got stupid emails. I'm trying to take a look. There it is. All right, so here we go. Phase number 2. And we're going to play the existing season of playoff of the losers. The Steelers, Saints, Seahawks, and Ravens. That's the winners. So let's go. That was number 1, playoff. Let's go number 2 then. There's the losers. We're going to go options. Injuries off, home field advantage on, coverage rules on. So here we go. We got 18 weeks. Here we go. And this one is going very fast. Look at it go. Very quickly. Number 2. As we take a look, Baltimore early on in the losers. You want to go for the worst record. This is number 3. Everybody looking good, but 0-2 Baltimore looking down. Number 4, they might be the best of the worst. And you take a look for the 89 Steelers, of course, they're going to be up there. They might be eliminated. They were easily the best team. And number 6, of course, winning in a losing year is not exactly what always the greatest thing in the world. We're taking a look at a few teams. Remember, the best records get eliminated for the Steelers and the Saints, and the best records get eliminated. All the other ones stay. And here we go. That's going to be 8 and number 9. Here we go, and this will be number 10. Number 10 will go this way. And taking a look, all the way halfway. So the elimination, we can worry about this. For the New Orleans Saints, is 78 went undefeated, 78 and 15. So New Orleans Saints, 78 and 15 went undefeated. So that is good. 77 looked horrible. So 15 and 78 for Pittsburgh, 85 and 89. The Steelers, 85 and 89. That's easy. So 85 and 89 are done. Remember, we're in the losers right now. Seattle, looking at this, the bottom 2, 76 Seattle fighting 92 and 09. Who's going to do it here in Baltimore? 98, 05, and 15. So looking here for the last 2, it's going to be very interesting. We're going to go to number 14. There we go. There's number 11. Here's number 12. Looking for Baltimore. Everybody is so clumped up. Number 13. Look at 4 and 8 and everything like that. All bunched up. These teams are hard. It looks like 76 Seattle might take the cake. When we look at this, it's 0-0 and 76. 4 games to go and 92. Wow, 76 Seattle looks so bad. I would have expected the 76 Buccaneers, but it was the 86 Buccaneers that made it. So just because you're expansion doesn't mean you're bad. Look at 96 Baltimore. They didn't even make it. 96 Baltimore didn't even make it. So just because they might be one of the first expansion teams. Went 2 and 12 in that year in 76. They were in the NFC West. But let's see how it goes now. Here's number 15. And here's number 16. Remember, Seattle, one of them you only get 16 games. Baltimore, you only get 16 games. So, wow, 16, so 15. 03, it will not represent. It's 05, 02, and 98. So it looks very 14, 14, and 15 games. So Baltimore will have to go 05 and 02 can't win again, and Baltimore has to win of 98. Here we go. They can have clinchers here. They can have clinchers for Baltimore. And here it is. 02 and 98 got to play. And 00 and 76 Seattle. 76 is clinched. It was just a matter of time for the Seahawks. 1976 is clinched. 76 was 2 and 12 in their years, being outscored by 200 points. You see how Jim Zorn was a quarterback yet. He wasn't bad. 27 touchdowns, 27 interceptions. But they couldn't run the football. And when you look at their schedule, the losing, oh my goodness, they lost. They got blown out. They couldn't stop anybody. They could not stop anybody. So that is 76 Seattle. They clinch. And now let's take a look at week number 18. And for Baltimore, 98 clinches. So the 1998 Baltimore Ravens will clinch. They are the worst team for Baltimore in this game. Baltimore, you can look at the statistics. Eric Zier, 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Jim Harbaugh, 8 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. And Kyle Richardson, well, he threw a pass. And Priest Holmes was a good running back. But there you see, and right now, those are the two. So we have all the clinchings. The Saints, Steelers, Seahawks, and Ravens for the losers. And now we're going to go for the winners. The playoff, Steelers, whatever, in the winners. Steelers, Saints, Seahawks, Ravens, winners. So for the Steelers and the Saints, the bottom two get eliminated. For the Ravens and the Seahawks, we're going for a winners here. So the options: injuries off, home field on, and the coverage rules. So here we go, and we're underway. Which teams are going to make it? Oh, 76 beat 14 of the Steelers. You're going to get a little bit of an idea who's going to sim well. 78 is looking good. Wow, I never thought that they were going to look that good. We're taking a look. 18 Baltimore is down. 19 Baltimore is 2-1. Oh, look at that 52-45 game. I didn't see that. 75 Pittsburgh, 20-16. But look at this. 52-45. The box score, that is 97 points. Over 1,000 yards of total offense. Wow. Third, fourth quarter. Nobody scored for the last 4:29. There's going to be some unbelievable games. Like, seriously. There's going to be some great games in this league. 10 Pittsburgh beats 78 Pittsburgh 3-0. Oh my goodness. Jeff Reed, a 32-yard field goal. Bradshaw, not bad, but 3 interceptions. They couldn't run. Nobody could run. 10 Pittsburgh had 4 first downs, and they won the game. Well, over the long haul, I think that kind of bodes well for the 78 Steelers. For New Orleans, I'm trying to take a look at anything. Well, I'm looking at some surprises here. We're going to go through 10 weeks and take a look at the winners and losers for the Steelers and the Saints. And then we're going to take a look at the possible clinchings. And this is going to be week number 9. And week number 10. Take a look real quick at the 78 Steelers, the box score. Bradshaw, 252 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And you can see Bradshaw, 235 yards. So not bad. I mean, not bad. There's a lot of good teams. Now for the clinchings. For New Orleans, no clinchings here. Who's eliminated? 11 New Orleans. The Saints, 11 New Orleans is done. I believe that's their best SRS, 11 or 13, but 13 might be done. Look at 0-0 New Orleans. 0-10, they didn't win a game. 0-0 New Orleans is eliminated. How close were they? 3 points, 12, 3, 16, 16, 5, 19, 23, 20, yeah, they didn't have it. So 11 and 0-0 are done. Look at 78 Steelers looking good. So 14 Pittsburgh is done. 14 is done in 12. 12 is finished. 94 is in there. Look at the competitiveness of that division. 75-07, 94 is in there. 97, I think that's Cordell Stewart's year. They had problems. 78 is looking good. You have Roethlisberger's years really dominating. You're going to have Bradshaw's also, and you're going to have one Neil O'Donnell year. One Neil O'Donnell year. 1997 was Cordell Stewart. You're going to have a Cordell Stewart year. I mean, right there. Who knows? Really, who knows on that one? Now, we're going to take a look at who is leading in the clinchings. There we go. 20 Seattle, this year's Seattle team. 7-3. 13 Seattle. They were in the SRS League and they were good. They were a very good, solid team. But you see, 1986 is not handling it well. You have 18 games and they're 4-6. They're 236 there. But 306 and 229. For 20 Seattle, they're 7-3. For Baltimore, 19 Baltimore leading. Remember, they have 16 games, and they're really beating everybody big. They're looking really big, and they look to be 19 Baltimore, a repeat from the SRS. So let's go to 14 and see if we have any clinchings. Of course, 86 Seattle has to try and win, and they won't. They're looking down. They win again, but number 14. And taking a look here for the schedule, the standings, 14 and 13 now. 14 better defense, 13 not the best defense. A little less offense in 14, but a lot better defense. And for Baltimore, 19 Baltimore, they're now after 12 games, 9-3. After 12-06, Baltimore is making, they lost a couple in a row. 19 Baltimore lost to 09. Look at that. In 06, they got blown out. And then they beat 10, 50-7. 50-7. My goodness. 16 games. They're going to have a lot of points on that one. Against good teams. So here we go. 13, yeah. 19 Baltimore in 06. How did 19 do against 06? They lost to 06, and they lost to 06 twice in blowouts, in big blowouts. So let's see what they do up to week number 16 and see if we have any clinchings. There's 16. The standings, Seattle of 14 now leads. It's going to be 14, 13, and 12. 20 and below are eliminated. So 14, 13, and 12. Actually, 11 and 6. Yeah. 16. Would be 11 and 7 would be the worst. So 2015 are technically still in, but 1986 is out, even if they go 10 and 8. The worst that Seattle can do actually is 12 and 6. So 20 and 15 are eliminated. It's going to be 14, 13, or 12. And right now they're looking even, but 70 points better is 14. So let's go to the next week. Are there any clinchings here? And for Baltimore, yes, there is. The one that we expected, 2009 Baltimore, 2019 Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, a great passer, 3,000 yards. He also rushed for 1,000 yards. He's really good. They score a ton of points. They're tough to stop. And they are going to represent Baltimore Ravens 2019. So they're going to get another shot. They were upset in the first round. They were really upset, and that hurt. That really, really hurt them. And now when we look at the Seahawks, we have one more game. But you can see that 2019, they beat 2020 big, and 06, beat 14, but they lost the week before. And that week before, that was terrible because 6 plays 18 and 19 plays 14. But here we go. And this could be interesting for Seattle. And it is 3 at 12-6, but 2014 Seattle goes 4-0 against 13-12. Big win. They played better defense by 59 points over 13 and 66 over 12. So the 14 Seahawks are winners, and unbelievable. The 14 Seahawks and the 19 Ravens. There's going to be some really good football games. Yes, the newer eras right now are showing it, especially the Saints coming in and the Steelers. But here we go. So that's going to be it. So finally, we're going to go league. This is going to be the Saints and the Steelers. Here we go. Final Saints, Steelers, losers. And let's do this. Let's do this. So here we go. The final Saints, Steelers, winners and losers. Right there. So Conference 1, Steelers, winners. 2, Saints, winners. 3, Steelers, losers. And 4, Saints, losers. That way people can understand what's going on when I print out the stats. All right, so we're going to go the playoff. There we go. First for the Steelers winners. Right here, the Steelers winners. For the Steelers, everybody but 14 and 12. Everybody but 14 and 12. And there we go for the Saints winners. It's going to be everybody but 11 and 0-0. Everybody but 11 and 0-0. Big, big, big. Everybody, you don't want 0-0 in there. No 11, 13, 16, 18, 20, and 19. There we go for New England. Now, for the Steelers losers. For the Steelers losers, you're going to have everybody but 85 and 89. Everybody but 85 and 89. So there we go. And for the Saints losers, you're going to have everybody but 15 and 78. Everybody but 15 and 78. I am shocked that you don't have any 1960s teams in there. The earliest is 76 for New Orleans. So here we go. We're going to save it. 40 teams here. And what we're going to do is they're going to play everything now. So the Steelers winners and the losers, and the Saints winners and losers. And now we're going to see who. Here we go. We're going to see right now as we go options, injuries off, home field advantage on, and coverage rules on. We're going to see it. Here we go. The winners and the losers for everybody. 09 looking good, 48-40. Bam, off the bat. This is going to be number 2. After 9, we're going to take a look at the very first half of all the games. This is number 3. The 78 Steelers are looking good. They're 19-12 winners. 77-78, 78 Steelers win. They're 4-0. The 5th one. Everybody kind of pulling for the 78 Steelers, but there are a lot of other teams that are good. They're playing everybody close, week number 6. And they lose to 94. 94 is really good. Remember, this is the best sim team. Number 7, after 9, you play everybody once. And you take a look here. Very, very big. 78 in overtime over 97. 98, week 8, remember 97, they won the division over the Jaguars. I'm taking a look at some of these teams, and we're at week number 9. And let's see how things are, both leagues. So, for the Pittsburgh winners, 04, 78, and 17 are all tied. We got a lot. 04, 78, and 17. Remember, 17, I believe, is the one with the killer bees, with Bell, Roethlisberger, and it was Bell, Ben, and Antonio Brown. For Division 2, look at 92. They might slip in. They have a great defense. 19 and 20 are playing well. 18 is in there. 18, 19, 20, and 92 is in there. For the losers, 70 and 67. Look at 67, really bad. 68, 69, so it's going to be one of them. 99, I'd be shocked if they got in. And 99, New Orleans. And 96, New Orleans. Look, the 1970s New Orleans, not bad. Remember, you get the worst. We go to 14 now. Let's go to week number 14 and see if we have any clinchers here. That's going to be 10. This is going to be number 11. Taking a look for the 78 Steelers are in free fall. They're in absolute free fall, but so is everybody else. 4 and 17 are also there. And it looks like the Steelers are going to be the most competitive ones. Look at 97 Pittsburgh. They're going. 17 is good. We have a lot of crazy games going on right here. 13 for New Orleans. Week 13. 92 New Orleans. They lost a big one. 19 is in there, and here comes week number 14. 61-31. Drew Brees. Box score recap 61 for 18 New Orleans against 16. And you look 513 to 438. I don't think there was any punt. There was 2 punts. 4 punts. Wow. 6 touchdowns in a row. That's pretty good. We take a look at the standings now. For Pittsburgh, look at this. They have 4 and 17 fighting it out for the best sim team. 4 is an even. Wow, they're even. They were 15 and 1. That's Roethlisberger's first year. 17 is 9 and 5. 75, 97. 78 Steelers have lost 6 straight. Look at this. They lost by 6, by 20, by 27, by 16, by 17, by 14, and by, oh, wow. Wow, and when we take a look at options, it wasn't because of injuries. You could say, oh, well, Bradshaw went down. Nope. Nope. That was huge. So 14 and 4 and 17, 75 is also in there. 97 is also in there. 10 and 94. 97 is actually looking really good. I can't believe they'd be the best sim team, the best ranked team. Division 2, New Orleans and New Orleans. They're pushing out 92. 92's probably going to win it all. They got to go 13 and 5. They really do. Division 3 and 4, the losers. 68, so close. They're close to clinching. None of them are real big losers like we thought, like really disparity. But 97 and 77, so 77 New Orleans is dropping. But they have a 1-game-to-none lead on them, and they look bad over 97. Now let's take a look. 10 New Orleans, they're just ripping everybody up. Let's go to 17 and see if let's go to 16 and see if we have any clinchers. And here we go. I can't believe the 78 Steelers just went down the tube. 6 straight losses. They were 6 and 2. They were 5 and 1, and I thought they were going to be good. All the way up. Let's take a look. 4 and 17 have pulled ahead with 2 to go. With 2 to go. Roethlisberger's going to be in there. It's going to be 4, 17, or 10. Look at 4 Pittsburgh. They would be a terrible entry if they got in. There are a lot of close games and weird games. 94, they beat them. They beat 17. How'd they do against 78? The first 78, they won by 6. But you see, they have trouble scoring. On the other hand, the 17 Steelers, Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown, they're not bad. Their defense is good. They're scoring 20. They lit up. And then they lost. They're okay. 78, they lit them up. 94, they beat them by 3. So you never know. So here we go. Let's see if we have any clinchers actually standings. There we go. With 2 left. Any bad ones? 68 and 67 for the Steelers. And 96 and 77 there. This will be week number 17. Are we going to have any clinchers here? We have none yet for the Steelers and the Saints. And let's see if we have any clinchers for the Steelers. We do. Well, Ben Roethlisberger as a rookie, the best simmed team for the Steelers is the 04 Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger. And when you look at this team, Roethlisberger, well, let's take a look at the statistics. 13 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, a rating of 88. Not too bad. Running Jerome Bettis, he's good. Deuce Staley is good. Veron Haynes, Roethlisberger does scramble. Willie Parker is going to get a few carries. Not bad. Randall L. will get some, end arounds there. Receiving, Hines Ward over 1,000 yards. Randall L., Plexico Burress, Deuce Staley out of the backfield. I don't know. This team looks like it can be all right. Defensively, Ferrier, Polamalu, Aaron Smith is a good run stopper. Larry Foote, Joey Porter, Kimo Van Olhoffen. This isn't bad. They lost to the Patriots in the AFC title game. That's not a bad Steeler team. The second one is the 19 New Orleans Saints. The 19 New Orleans Saints beat 92. So the 19 New Orleans Saints, we have the 19 Ravens and the 19 Saints. We all know about Drew Brees. He's going to make it over 3,000 yards passing. Camera rushing over 1,000 yards. When you look at schedule, they can light it up. Look at that. They light it up. 34, 35, 37, 24, 35, They did score 6, but they go 35, 29, 38. Oh my goodness. And we got to take a look at, everything there. So the two winners, the 19 Saints and the 14 Steelers. The 04 Steelers and the 19 Saints. The 04 Jaguars also made it, and the Steelers played the Jaguars in the first round. So I can't believe that, but it makes sense. The defense for the 04 Steelers, 296, they were the best when it came so far to points. Almost. 75 Steelers were the other one. Now for the losers. We have tied 68 and 67 with 69 almost going to be in there. And for New Orleans, we have 96 and 77. So it's going to be close. We're going to go to the last week. You have the two winners clinched. A valiant effort by the 97 Steelers, but they fall short. They go 8 and 10 after a big losing streak. The 04 Steelers. The 04 Steelers. Look at Roethlisberger. Remember, these aren't final, the things that we had. So let's take a look at the worst ones. 68 beat 67. They split, but they beat the better teams. So 67 at 4-9-1 will represent the Steelers. 67 in the losers. And for the Saints in the losers, it'll be 96. The 1996 Saints as the 77 Saints get out of purgatory. The 96 Saints right here. Taking a look, I'm curious, who's a quarterback for 77? Archie Manning. Probably got him out of there. Chuck Muncie. Receiving Don Herman, Ernie Jackson, Joe Campbell. But taking a look now for the 67 Steelers. Kent Nix is the quarterback. Kent Nix. Oh. Kent Nix had 11 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. He threw at a 53 rating. Billy Nelson also had 10 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Not bad. They went back and forth between both of them. They both threw for over 3,000 yards, but they couldn't run the ball. They couldn't run a ball at all. Their defense isn't too bad. I don't know about these 67 Steelers being that bad. There's a lot of close games. There's a lot of close games there. Now for the 96 New Orleans Saints, Jimmy Everett. Jim Everett and Mario Bates running. Torrance Small receiving, Anthony Newman interceptions, and Wayne Martin with 10 sacks. But you want to take a look at the statistics. Jim Everett, 3,000-yard passer, 12 touchdowns, 24 interceptions. Rushing Mario Bates and Ray Zellers from Notre Dame. Torrance Small right there. So, oh, that was crazy there. So now, an hour 23 in, we're about ready to shut this down as, again, the winners, the Ravens winners, the Ravens 19, Seahawks 14, Pittsburgh 04, and New Orleans of 19. Let's see how Roethlisberger ended. He had 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. His rating got pushed up a lot. And running-wise, Jerome Bettis looked good. Deuce Staley, they split the backfield. Hines Ward, 1,000 yards. Randall L., he looked good in his last game. Roethlisberger, game logs, boom, there we go. It was 15 of 26, 177, 2 touchdowns and an interception. But when you look at him, the most yards he passed was 258. But they were a very balanced team. They were very, very balanced. So he didn't need to throw a lot. But they were balanced. When he threw a lot, he was all right. So he threw for Real life, oh, look at that. He was very close to what he did in real life. And rushing wise, almost the same thing. Fumbles and then scoring one rushing touchdown, same as in real life. But remember, Maddox was down. They didn't want him hurt, but he kept running. They can put it up. Like, they can put it up. You can see that Hines Ward, the touchdown. Roethlisberger, 15 of 26, 177, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Bettis went 76 yards. Reimers, they were down 20-10. They were down 20-3 and ended up winning the game. So look at that. They went all the way and won 44-30. Well, that's it for the winners. Again, 19 Ravens, 19 Saints, 14 Seahawks, and 04 Steelers. The losers are 98 Ravens, 96 Saints, 76 Seahawks are expansion. Expansions are rareness. And the 67 Steelers. As you take a look, those are the losers. One more broadcast. The Houston Texans, the Titans / the Oilers, the Vikings and the 49ers. 3 full slates and one that, well, they'll be all right. The Texans. They are only, 20 years. So we'll just have 2 10s in the top 5 go. That's it. 20 years. 2 10s, the top 5 go, and then they'll be in the second round. So that's going to be it for us today. Thank you very much for joining in the selection show. We're going to have to see how the 04 Steelers, a shock, an absolute shock on how they did. Bradshaw, not bad. Joe Gillum, really good. But Bradshaw, they just didn't get it going. And again, Neil O'Donnell, a 94. Here we go. O'Donnell, 5 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Oh, my. Mike Tomczak. Mike Tomczak was unbelievable. 13 touchdowns and no interceptions. Wait a second here. Here's O'Donnell. There he goes. A lot of picks. Not the greatest. But then we take a look at statistics, and then we go to Mike Tomczak. He played, and all of a sudden, 3, 3, 3, oh my goodness, and 4. Wow. Why in the world wasn't he playing? He might be one of the best rated quarterbacks there are. Holy cow. Wow. All right, well, that's going to be it for us today. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time for the Texans, Titans, Vikings, and the 49ers selection show. The last one, then we're done.